This church has always been about loving neighbor. Since I was a kid, that's the part I always loved. Growing up, it's a very family-oriented church, but with the idea of how is everyone our family? That's kind of the sense I got as a kid.
I think a lot of the churches that I've been to, especially down here and just growing up, a lot of them just focused inward and how could they help their own church and how could they help the people in their church. And the one thing that stands out about Ridglea is we are going to help the community in any way, shape, or form we can. While the focus is inward, it is 99% outward, and how can we help the community, which is what I think a church in a neighborhood should be focused on.
Part of my approach to leadership is, power and authority is not finite. It's not something that, like, if I share it, now I have less. It's something that multiplies. And so if we empower other people, then we are all doing more together. And so one of the things that has kind of shaped my ministry both here and also in Army Reserve chaplaincy, which is also a big part of my life, is just recognizing that everybody brings something to the table and everybody has different gifts, and how do we figure out what people are good at and what people are passionate about so that we can help them figure out how can you do that through the church and with other people in the church. And that has helped people feel a sense of community, feel a sense of belonging, feel a sense of purpose, that they're actually making a difference in the world, because a lot of our folks look around at a lot of what's going on in the world and can get overwhelmed, like what can I do? And church gives them a place where they can do something, and they have some agency and responsibility, and they can see how they're making a difference.
Well, I think your whole reason for faith is service. And so if you're providing this service to your community, to your fellow members, then that's strengthening your faith no matter what.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's beyond just coming here on Sunday and all that, where you have these experiences that strengthen the faith.
Yeah.
That's what it means to be church, is that you just are good neighbors. You get to know who's in need, you hear the need, and then you say, great, what can we do to help partner to solve this? What can we do to help make life easier for you to be community together?
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's just the ethos of the place.
That's amazing.
I think the garden program is great because especially our neighbors around here, they drive by it and they see us all out working, so that's been amazing.
Over on the front side of our church, we have a Jubilee garden, which is like our traditional community garden. We have 25 8-by-4-foot raised beds that people rent for $30 a year. So we get lots of people from the community in that one. And then on the other side of the church, we have a 1/4-acre lot called the Ridglea Giving Garden. We run on grants and donations. We've been able to hire 2 part-time garden managers. And everything that we grow, we donate to 2 local food banks. Our first year, we donated 1,400 pounds of food.
Wow.
This year, we're so excited, we've already donated 2,000 pounds.
Oh my God,
So
that is amazing.
We run on volunteers, so we have 2 volunteer days a week. We have all kinds of individuals that come, different groups.
We also educate a lot, young people as well, a lot of young people, and that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, is the growing new disciples, actually, teaching people about earth care and things like that. The Green Chalice program was when I found out about that, was a big draw. Just the idea of walking gently on the earth and caring for the earth spoke to me.
Room at the Inn is where we invite 8 men who are experiencing homelessness in the Fort Worth area to come spend Friday night with us to get a warm meal, a nice place to sleep. We do their laundry for them, breakfast in the morning, and take them back to where they spend the rest of the week.
So the first couple of room in the inns were a little iffy for me. And then just sitting down and talking to the gentlemen, just fell in love with them, fell in love with their stories and the program. They've taught me how to play all sorts of games that I never knew how to play before. We watch Westerns, we watch action movies, and so now I'm here every Friday that they're here, and sometimes we'll run into them in the neighborhood when they finally get placed in housing, and it's just such a sweet thing to see that the program worked for them and now they've got their own roof over their head.
We have food bags that we hand out to people that just wander by and ask for, they're hungry or they're thirsty, and so they get a well-be-fed bag.
We provide bus passes for people who come to the office who might need something to go to a doctor's appointment or to get another service or go to a job interview, things like that.
We, especially the women, we're involved with the schools around here. We have Mary Louise Phillips, which is our closest elementary, and then the International Newcomer Academy.
We also do a lot of partnerships with schools. My favorite is with International Newcomer Academy, which is a Fort Worth ISD school that's particularly for anyone who's new to our country in the last 2 years. So middle school or high schoolers, when they show up, they get to spend their first 2 years with all other kids who are newcomers. So rather than just being thrown into the high school in your neighborhood, you get to be with other people to learn the language, to learn culture, to figure out you belong. And so the church does a lot supporting those kids, making sure they have the clothes, the uniforms, making sure they have friends, they have community.
We have a great partnership with them where several times a year we ask, what do you need? What can we do for you? So we're making sure what we're doing is actually what they need. And so like this year, their community relations person, Feha, said, we really need shoes. Can you do athletic shoes? And so we did a shoe drive and brought them 20-some pairs of shoes. And they were just absolutely thrilled because that's something that makes a big difference in the lives of the kids there at INA.
So Be the Neighbor started from 2 different ministries. Connect Ministries started here at Ridglea Christian Church. When I was an associate pastor here, it started as a ministry of our church. Around the same time, actually a few years beforehand, there was a ministry called Reach Beyond Mission that had started out of University Christian Church in Austin, Texas. Connect Ministries, our main focus was how do you connect with and build relationships with your neighbors who might have a different life experience than your own. Reach Beyond Mission's main mission was how do we understand the root causes and those justice issues that are causing these problems that we're working on in our ministry. So if you go on a trip to learn about food insecurity and you work at a lot of food pantries and community gardens, fabulous. And then why do we need food pantries? Why in a world where there is more than enough food for all of us, do some of us not have enough? Why is that? So we spend a lot of time on the why. Reverend Mary Lou Johnston, who founded Reach Beyond Mission, and I kind of got to know each other's ministries, met each other. Mary Lou's mother-in-law actually went to church here at Ridglea, so I got to know her in that way. And as we were talking, realized this work would be even more powerful if we did it together. So in 2022, we came together to become Be the Neighbor, and it's grown to what we do now that includes both that element of connecting with our neighbors, and that element of reaching beyond traditional mission to solve larger justice systemic issues.